I model an uncertainty factor? Well, as I've said before, we mark it as 100%. In this case, I'm pointing out a schedule factor. It's a relative impact. What that means is my impact is going to be percentage-based, right? So we're going to take and apply this percentage factor against the duration of the activity. That means it's equally applied to every activity based on the overall duration, right? We're scaling the durations of those activities. That provides us a great deal of flexibility when it comes to mapping these risks, and also makes this very powerful in terms of being able to apply this to very large and complex schedules, right? So I've got my uncertainty, no longer a 3-point estimate. It's now part of my risk register. I have a much more consolidated view, right? A consolidated, integrated view of all my risks here. And additionally, I've got my kind of traditional, if you will, risk event, right? Probability and impact, right? And so I've got my probability, I've got my schedule and cost impact. In this case, I've modeled them as both relative. I've got the ability to model an absolute impact as well, right? Which would be a discrete number of days or dollars applied against an activity. And much in the same way here, I'm able to apply these scaling factors against them, right? So very powerful way to integrate both uncertainty and risk events into one risk register, right? And you can model a variety of other risks using these two techniques. These are just techniques, but you can use them in any way you need to apply and model the risk that you've defined, right? So there's great insight here. Ultimately, what that leads us to is a very powerful insight later on, right? Which we saw with the sensitivity analysis. We'll take a quick look here, right? So I've modeled my risk. I'm going to run my analysis. I get my distribution graph, and let's go take a look, right? What I'm now able to do, well, one, I can look at my drivers here, and I can see them, right? And I can see uncertainty. In this case, medium uncertainty was a reasonably high driver, right? And I've got high uncertainty. I can see my low uncertainty. So already we've seen where uncertainty is now a risk driver, not a very significant one, but still it shows up on my chart. That's something that I've never seen before in other applications because they don't have the ability to do that, right? It's not captured as part of the risk register. Where the real power comes through comes from the sensitivity analysis we've done before, right? So here we are. We'll run that again here quickly. And again, we're extracting out each one of those risks individually. If you look over here on the left, we can see high uncertainty as a top driver, medium uncertainty, and low uncertainty. And in fact, they're more schedule drivers than some of the other risks, right? This is a keen insight that we would have missed out on if we didn't have an integrated risk register that allows us to model both uncertainty and risk events all in one central place, making it easier for the project team to facilitate and do the analysis, and in the end, get much better results.